Yes.
Congratulations, over the line here at the Winter Gardens, but did you make a little bit hard work of that towards the end?
Yeah, definitely. I think I give him definitely 2, maybe 3 legs, but it just shows you whenever you haven't won here in a couple of years, a bit of pressure, what it does. And yeah, I mean, I wasn't really thinking about the finishing line, but I just wanted to win the game, get it over and done with, and that was it. And I decided to miss a couple of darts at a double and make it interesting for no apparent reason. But you know, I'm just glad to get over the finish line.
Very hostile crowd out there at times towards the end as well, upsetting.
No, honestly, I played there that many times now that if I play a Scottish player, it feels like they've moved the Winter Gardens to Scotland. So that didn't bother me, so it wasn't like new to me. But yeah, I mean, it was up to me whether they kill the game off or whatever. But whenever he was coming back at me, whenever I missed doubles and he took a couple of great finishes, the crowd were obviously, you know, geeing him up and all this kind of stuff. But for me, the crowd only got involved whenever he was coming back at me, and I actually let him come back at me, so it's my own fault.
Threw in a cheeky little blind 180 as well for the mix, something you don't normally do, but just fancy in the moment.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, I was practicing last night, and everything I hit, I didn't even look at the double. Should have been 66, treble, double, didn't look. Should have been bullseye, didn't look. 180s, didn't look. So I should wear, like, I don't know, sunglasses or something. No, but no, it was just one of them things that I had to get out of my system, because I was going treble a pile of times, and then I was dragging a wee bit down, and I thought, right, we're at the stage now that I just let it flow, and I just one of the things that just came out of nowhere, and it worked out.
That potentially may be the last time we see Gary at the World Matchplay, the way he's sliding down the rankings, defending a lot of money. Is there any, what would that mean to you, that potentially you could be the last person to have played Gary on that grand old stage?
I don't think this will be, unless Gary decides to retire after the Worlds. Maybe it's going to be his last year, but for me, Gary Anderson's still too good to be saying that. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to play next year, and if he plays next year, he's going to qualify. And I wouldn't like to be the person that plays against him, to be honest. But if he decides he's going to retire in December, whatever happens, or the 1st of January, because he always gives the PDC a headache whenever it comes to the Worlds, because he's that good. I mean, semi-finals, finals, you could rhyme them off. But yeah, no, if he decides to retire, that's the only way I think we won't see him at the Winter Gardens next year. But yeah, I mean, if he decides, no, I'm going to keep on playing, I think he'll still qualify. Cheers, thank you.
Daryl, what's the feeling like coming back to Blackpool? Obviously, you've had a couple of great runs to the semi-finals and some heartbreaks as well. What's the feeling like?
Well, just to be honest, just glad to get over that first game. Put myself under so much pressure before we started. Me and Matt were doing finishing, scoring before I went out. I was saying to him, I was scoring so well in the practice room, and then I says to Matt, I says, we need to practice some finishing, and they were all right, but they weren't great. And then I thought to myself, right, and then just before the game started, I said, I've done too much practicing at the finishing, I need to get back on the scoring. And before you knew it, then we were down here going to do the walk-on. But now I still felt good, and I thought to myself, if I rush my scoring and rush my finishing, I was going to struggle. And I thought that Gary was probably going to beat me overall. But at some stages, I just kept it calm, and yeah, the scoring was there. There was a pile of times I went just perfect above the treble 20, and then just slid the next two in. And my cover shots kind of helped me. Sometimes treble 19, treble 18. But yeah, at the same time, just glad to get over the finish line.
How important could this tournament be in terms of getting you back to where you want to be up the rankings and challenging for majors?
Well, listen, I mean, I was number 3 in the world at one stage, but that game won't represent me getting back to number 3. So I put all the pressure, put everything into this first game. So for me, the tournament really starts next game now, and if I can get through that one, I can beat anybody. But it's just about get a bit more experience on the big stage, on the massive stages, on the majors, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, Danny Noppert up next, a player in great form. How do you approach that game? Thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, I was supporting Brendan obviously whenever he was playing. Brendan was leading all the way. I think the 6-4, and then he missed. I think he missed a 48, and then he missed a 3 at 32. And that's 2 legs that he threw away, and if he hit them he probably would have won the game. But I mean, all fairness to Danny came back at him well. He took it out great. Whenever he got in front, he took it out great 120 whenever both of them sitting at 120. So I was watching the game, but yeah, no, it's going to be difficult. I think for me, I said in another interview that Danny for me is one of the top 8 players in the world right now, and deservedly so, because he's won the UK Open. He's won Pro Tour last week, so yeah, he's going to be very hard to beat. But I believe that I've got the game to beat him. Cheers, pal.
Daryl, was the worry that towards the end of the game, the more you were letting Gary in, the more the crowd were getting involved, and you had to kill it off as soon as you could?
Yeah, I mean, that was it. I thought to myself, yeah, just kill the game off, and once I get one away from the match, I knew that Gary would feel the pinch. Because whenever you're 2 away or 3 away, and even no matter how far away he is from legs on me, that I thought to myself, no, he'll keep on fighting. But once I got as I say, I think it is an American pull on the hill, I thought, yeah, he'll start to feel it a wee bit, and he did. And then I think I did that blind 180, had a really good leg, and then missed darts at a double, I think, for 25, after missing a big silly 68, hitting a big 1. But yeah, no, just as I say, just glad to come through it.
Where do you think your game's at the moment? Because we've seen some really good stuff from you, but it's sort of been spells, isn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, I think, to be honest, I've been really consistent, but sometimes I just haven't been had the same killer instinct on against the throw. And sometimes I'm winning my legs nicely, let's say 12 to 15 darts, and they're thereabouts. But whenever I'm not hitting them under pressure, they're having an easy go. And then sometimes I got to concentrate more and get my ideas together, because I keep on letting them in. But for me, if I can cut out the mistakes and be consistent the whole way through the game, I could be a force to be reckoned with.
Cheers for your time, man.
Cheers. Thank you very much.